Hi, my name is Jim Craig. I'm the owner of S.O.Tech, and I want to give you a walkthrough of our tactical medical modular carriage system. Keyword in that is modular. We spent the last decade working with Army, 18 Deltas, SOCMs, SOFACs, 68 Whiskeys, CLS, TCCC, everybody, trying to get all their input, and you are never going to design just one simple pack that's going to make everybody happy. You have to go modular, and this is what we've came up with. Now, before we get into the individual pieces, I think the key thing we want to talk about is our movement. What we're trying to do is organize the movement of you and your medical gear. So we're starting off all the way back at the base in your storage area. Plastic hard case, Pelican case, containing your equipment. You're going to take this, you're going to wheel this thing over to the airstrip. This is going on the aircraft. You get in country. Now you're going to pop out the contents of your different size Pelican cases, and this is our M.A.R.C.H bag. This bag is going to be a wheel cart for the old guys like me, for the young barrel-chested freedom fighters. There's nice shoulder straps for you to be all who about. From here, this pack has inside of it not just the pack, but it's an organizer system. So you can see this is my aid bag and the way I like to keep it kitted out. We can see these side modules. I've got OB-GYN, I've got a veterinary kit, I've got an AED kit, extra burn kit. These are extra modules that will resupply this system right here. This is going to come out, and this is going to resupply from here when I need it. Also keeps everything organized. When this comes out, I'm about to get on a helicopter, get on a truck, moving out to my actual AO. I'm pulling out the pack. This could be any one of these packs. You'll see I've got actually a super comfortable pack system and a M.A.R.C.H belt. And no, you're not going to be expected to be treating out of your M.A.R.C.H belt while the pack is attached. This is so you have minimized the number of belts and amount of gear that you're carrying down range with you. Now you get to your AO and you decide, okay, this is where I'm working out of. From here, I'm going to pop this pull that. My M.A.R.C.H belt disconnects from my pack. From here, this is where the Cobra and Cobra pack comes from. I'm going to unzip that, unzip this. Now, you can see how at this point I can work, if I want to work out of a M.A.R.C.H belt or I want to work out of a fanny pack. There's a fanny pack module that someone can disconnect there too. I've got my fanny pack, I've got my system. I can put my plate carrier, tactical equipment up high, med gear down low, clinical, maybe I'm just working out of this. But I'm working out of this, and all of my advanced equipment is here. All of this is modular, all of it's labeled. We have full label sets. I personally like to go with the M.A.R.C.H protocol, M.A.R.C.H, yada yada yada. And from here, what's also neat is I can shorten this up by unvelcroing these pieces, velcroing them across there, and raising this up, and that velcros go short in case I'm working out of an aircraft or armored vehicle or something small. That's to give you an idea. From the base out to the field, we're trying to keep all of your stuff organized, all of it modular, and all of it labeled, so it's right where you need it when you need it. So now we're going to split this down into the different pack systems and the small specialty packs that go along with it. We originally designed this system for the 18 Deltas and the original TAC set 15 years ago, I believe it was. And this kind of developed its way into the Ruck truck house. So you've got pretty much Ruck, truck, house, which is now Ruck, truck, and house. And that split our primary packs, and then we have the modules and the secondary pieces that add into that system. So one of the key pieces is our labeling system. You'll see over here we have multiple sets of labels, some for the SO.T., some for prolonged field care, some for field aid station. But you'll get different sets of labels expanding basically with the mission set. And we also have Velcro on, blank labels, come with a Sharpie pen, so you can make your own. Again, we will never find a way to make every medic happy, so we're doing our best to be modular with this system. Jumping into the Cobra system. You can see this opens up. This is where we got the name Cobra from the way it splays open. The original was this central pack, which we now created as a prolonged field care. My friend said, hey Jim, this is too big. This is not an aid bag. So I redesigned smaller, lighter, assault aid bag, prolonged field care, field aid station. This is a TAC-EVAC pack. This is a litter carrier built in here. In case you need to, you can put modules in here and use this as its own aid bag if you're not using it as a litter carrier. Just try to double purpose everything that we can. You see these modules here. Those modules basically, I believe there's 8 in this, there's 10 in this, and there's about 13 or 14 in this. You're being able to support 1 to 2 patients, 3 to 4 patients, or 1 to 2 long-term, and then a large number of patients based off of this pack. From these packs, I already showed you how the suspension system is very comfortable. These packs also have the ability to take additional modules added onto them. We have an additional carry piece, which is a load carriage. I call it a bra, but basically a load panel. This attaches here, but if you want to get in and out of the bag quickly, we have it attaching there. From there, you're able to attach the micro pack, which we developed a slimline pack, similar to the M9 bag. And we were working with the Rangers. A fellow named Mackenzie had the idea to split the M9 bag's contents in half and basically put half into the March belt, and then the other half went where? Well, we came up with a small pack about the same size as the rear plate. And this pack can attach, or it can be shoulder strapped on, or it can be dropped into its own harness over here. So we have a micro pack that can attach into here for carriage out to the field, can come off, and can also drop into these other systems. It can be carrying advanced items. Personally, I like it for a M.A.R.C.H bag. My favorite bag for M.A.R.C.H is our Mission Go bag. This bag, using, again, the modules. You see the modulars. We have 8 of these modules filled out with an IFAK in each one. So I get 4 and 4 in the main compartment, and then the outside compartment I have markers, chem lights, tags, rubber gloves. Great little bag for that. There's 14 different ways to wear this. Satchel bag, ruck mount, pack lid. So many different ways of carrying that bag. And it also makes a great range coverage bag. But that pack and this pack also both modularly can be set up to carry as a M.A.R.C.H bag. My friend Dana Violander does an outstanding ropes course, and he designed a full ropes kit to drop inside of this pack. Another neat way of carrying the pack is this piece over here. This, you can see there's zippers on the back of this panel. Take the shoulder straps off. You can wear it as a backpack. We can take the shoulder straps off and zipper this onto your panel. And why do I have a black bag in here and a camo bag? The idea is to show that this can function in here, but it can also slide out. You can literally reach over your back and pull this thing out. The reason I'm doing this system where it can buckle and clip flat, and then you've got basically 2 IFAKs and a large square pouch, but can also open up, presenting this huge pouch, which is size of a helmet, but you also have a nice square pouch over here. This is because I want to be able to carry ultrasounds, ventilators. There's so many new medical devices coming onto the battlefield. wanted to come up with a way that the operator is able to carry these. I know you're not going to be carrying these on a long-range patrol, but search and rescue teams having to get lowered down, and they need a Pro Pack. Something like this is easy to drop it into, clip it, and go. So we're trying to keep you organized and keep you comfortable. So we discussed the micro pack, the mission go bag, the sleeve pack, and the load carrier. That'll take me over to our TAC-EVAC pack. This one is fun. As you can see here, this pouch mollies onto the top back of your plate carrier. Molly anywhere you want it, actually. One of the places I like to put it is up on the lid of the assault bag or the prolonged field care bag. You can unzip this black zipper here and pop the thing completely off on its own. It's in your hand, zip, zip, boom, it's off in your hand, ready to go. And yeah, you can use this for sensitive site exploitation. What we originally designed it for now is for TAC-EVAC. This tiny little bag unzips into a full-blown backpack that will carry the patient's helmet, battle belt, and plates. Fully loaded, the whole kit can fit into this. On a more practical day-to-day mission for the bag, this, when you molly it on up here to the top of your pack, let's say you drop off a patient, someone's standing there, hands you armfuls of bandages and med supplies. You unzip this, this will pop down and rolls over the top of your pack. You're basically adding 1/3 to the carrying capacity of your pack. And no, this is not for tactical movement, but when you're leaving a clinic and you're getting on a truck to head back to your base and you got armfuls of gear, I'm just trying to help you with an area to dump your gear. This is dump carriage. So that's the TAC-EVAC pack. Now, I'd like to get into our actual march belt and our harness. We talked to a lot of people and we ended up having to go with multiple ways of setting up the march belt. Now, what I'm wearing is the contoured belt. I don't want to say for old guys like me, but for people who are going to be carrying this on a longer basis, maybe on a long-range patrol or wearing it for days and days working in a clinical environment. This, which also comes with a lower back compression pad, really gives you a nice comfortable option as a march belt. As you can see over here, the other belt that it comes with is a very slim, low profile belt. Here we have our Type 13 webbing strength rated belt. Notice it doesn't have MOLLE sewn into it, which I think is dangerous. This belt can slide into either this sleeve or this sleeve. From there, you have two options with the belts. One option is to wear a Velcro underbelt, which a lot of folks are doing, kind of driven from the police system, where you'd wear a Velcro underbelt and Velcro your Sam Browne over it for stability. As you can see, there's Velcro on the inside, female Velcro on the inside of this and this, so you can Velcro your belt on, but that's going to keep it static. And we found about half of our customers were saying they like the ability to spin it around, rotating this around, getting that fanny pack and the other larger packs out in front of you, and then being able to spin it back around you. And the other half were saying they wanted to have it static. They want to have it attached in as rigidly as possible. That takes us up to the next option, which is the shoulder straps for this. A lot of guys want shoulder straps. The longer you're going to be carrying heavy stuff, yes, shoulder straps, we have them. For those who don't want them, this is a simple slit side lock buckle. There's a slit in there, so you can just pop this thing off and disconnect this completely. Now, the idea of having those 4 buckles there is that when you're wearing this and you want to spin it around, this is underneath your plate carrier. This is a very low profile harness. You pop all 4 of these Fastex, and then you're able to rotate the belt all the way around. Another way of carrying the rig, Again, we tried to make the belt double use on the packs. On this pack, this shoulder harness, which I find to be very comfortable, unvelcros from here, and there's buckles that will attach this in as its own H harness. So super padded, super comfortable, long-term wear H harness is included within the kit. Okay, the pouches that we're including in this set, obviously I said we have a fanny pack, and this is removable and has its own belt. So for those who like to operate just out of fanny pack, that's the standard right there. There's a long pouch. This is good to fit the NARCS box. And then we have a square pouch. Each of these kits comes with 2 of these narrow pouches. Why narrow? Because this sits right here, and when you're bending up and down, it's not digging into you. However, I kind of think of these pouches as more of a non-kinetic environment that I'd be working in. If I want to load up for a tactical environment, this pouch, and the kit comes with 2 of these, comes with 2 of these and 2 of these, so it's a total of 7 pouches. You're only going to be wearing 5. This has slots for 2 AR mags in the rear, and then in the front you have an IFAK size pouch that goes down, and then underneath that pouch. That's our carriage harness system. Now I want to get into the intricacies of our Cobra pack. As you can see, I've already opened this one up and maneuvered the pouches so that I can shorten this up. I have a large pouch on the bottom. We also have a large pouch on top. I like to have a trauma set up here. In this, I've got 2 IFAKs in a tray like this. You can also put these elastic loops inside of there. Either way, this keeps you a little bit more organized. Pulling that out, I got immediate access for trauma. If you're feeling you need more trauma access, great. The pouches on the belt, these systems, can attach to the outside of your pack. We tried to make this a streamlined pack. We tried to minimize the amount of things on the outside. A, we want to be sleek during our movement. B, we want to be able to maintain a lower profile during movement. But then also, we wanted to make this more easily organized. I like to treat out of this pack laying flat next to the patient. The design of this, when it unzips, it lays down flat. If you have a pack with a lot of pouches on the outside, you're going to be reaching around to the back side. We want to make everything directly accessible if we could. Now, one of the things also on this, you'll notice I pulled one of the metal stays out of the slot, and then there's a cross slot for it to drive through there. If I'm trading out of this for one day, I'm probably not going to put those up. But if this is going to be out for a couple of weeks, I may want to pop that through there so I get this splayed out and kept rigid as it's popped out. Now, how do I like to have mine set up? And of course, this is just my preference, and I know everyone's got their own preference. But here, again, you see I like to go with assessment. First thing I like to do is I like to open up the top and get right into my tools. So I have the tools right there, assessment, and then I have the M.A.R.C.H protocol. Inside this pack, you've got slots. Slots here, you can actually put a small O2 cylinder in here if your protocols call for that, say you're in a civilian environment. Orthopedic splints, things like that in that slot. There's a large slot in the back right here, so the large flat. Down the side of it, you see a zipper compartment. I like to put a C-collar in there. And then in the very end of this, there's another flat compartment that you can unzip. And I designed that to put medical documents, notes, things like that, paperwork inside there. Again, top of the pack, trauma. I like to have my litter in the very bottom, and I realize everybody's got their own thing. There's Velcro there and Velcro there. You can see on this pack, we've got the label actually says trauma and litter. If it's just you operating out of your bag and you don't care about other people getting into your stuff, good to go. But we put those on there so that your teammates can identify if you go down. So Back to this pack. Again, you can see a lot of clear vinyl pouches with the mesh. We have a lot of folks, I want mesh, other folks saying I want vinyl. One of the reasons a lot of people said they wanted the mesh is for aeration. When you see a pouch that's got nothing but vinyl, to me that says Petri dish. If you're operating in a jungle environment, something like that, I like to have aeration. So that's why we put clear vinyl and a mesh on there to allow for drainage or aeration. From that set, you have it splayed out, so you're carrying it as a backpack. You're using it out of the wall. There's other ways to get into this thing. Now, like I said, well, actually, let me show you this one first. On its side, range coverage, just a truck bag, SAR type of stuff. Okay, there's a little snap placed up here, and when it's out of the way, it's moved down to there, and it snaps out of the way. But hey, Jim, why do you have that snap up there? Well, it's a keeper, so that if I'm using the bag on its side, you can see there's a carry handle on this side and carry handle on that side. There's a carry handle here, and I can attach the shoulder strap. Shoulder strap's hidden by a bunch of gear over there, but this comes with a 1-inch strap with a 2-inch pad down to another 1-inch strap with G-hooks, and you can carry this bag as a shoulder bag. Drop it here, and one of the neat things about the Cobra design to this is this opens up sideways. So I can arrange my pouches appropriately and dive into here, getting in sideways. Now, Jim, why do you have so many different angles to this? Well, one of the things I like to be able to do, when you're old school, you're old school. The old school rucksack, Alice pack, opening from the top. Some folks like to be able to get in. I like to have the tools right there, my assessment right here. Some people like to be able to get in to their pack this way. Next step down, other folks, they may like to work out of a pack, but a flip down pack. And for those guys who want to work out of this, great. You can drop it, this sits up, you can get into it this way, and you can grab that, grab and go and run. When it unzips all the way down, that's when you have that layout. So you can see there's as many possible ways we could engineer into this pack to try to meet everyone's requirement. A Zoll Pack and the Prolonged Field Care Pack and the Field Aid Station Pack. Basically, this one has clear vinyl and one of these flat trays. This flat tray pouch is really neat because it looks flat, but it also has a bellows, so it actually opens up to carry quite a bit. I like to meds, things like that in there. Pill packs, not meds in bottles. In the top of each one of these packs, you're going to find tool tray, elastic looping, fully adjustable. And I already showed you the trauma tray, and this is not in all of the packs, this is in some of the packs where you're probably going to want to have your access to organize trauma items really quickly. This pack has a number of the large pouches, but it also has some of these short and narrow pouches. And then one other thing that's neat, this short narrow pouch has Velcro, but also has MOLLE on the back of it. So you have someone hands you a special device that you get to carry on this mission. Where am I going to put it? You can start MOLLEing these pouches on the outside. These short pouches, I call them baseball pouches. Some people just call them softball pouches. These small pouches perfectly fit an IFAK. So you can see, you can just Velcro this in, rip this off, throw it to somebody. Or if you want it on the outside of the pack, these pouches MOLLE on the sides pretty quickly and easily. Lastly, I think we have, I took from our old ISMB panel, which you've seen in countless FLA ambulances and really all over the Army. We took this double layered pouch and we set it up for your assessment tools. This also has a shoulder strap and the ability to Velcro on a pouch here. This does not come with these kits, it's an add-on, but if you find yourself in a clinical environment doing a lot of assessments, this is a way to keep all your stuff together and organized. Now, all of these pouches, all of these modules drop into all of these systems. So, we talked about the Cobra Assault, Prolonged Field Care, Field Aid Station, And we also have the TAC-EVAC. Going back to the original bags, these worked great for the first 15 years, and I'm honored that the Army came back and said, Jim, we want to develop these. We don't want to abandon, we want to develop these. This bag system, for those of you guys who have been issued it, you know, this bag drops into this bag. So you've got a good truck bag, very comfortable carry. Everything expands on this, so it's good for load carriage. This shoulder bag drops into there. This flat panel bag also drops inside there, so you can have your trauma go bag and you can have your advanced items in this panel. And now you'll see, just like those packs over there, these will take all of your modules. Same modules from there to over here. So you may get, this particular has 2 of the small baseball modules. Maybe I want to take those off and put them in one of the Cobra packs. That's how this whole thing lays out. Additionally, I like this as a sick call panel. It was originally just a basic organizer panel that came inside the MPMD pack, which is now the MMP-large, MMP-medium, MMP-small. But this panel allows you to have the 3 modular pouches on it, and then an area for small items that are easy to see, and flats along the side, which of course is great to have inside your pack. Run sick call, just pop this out, hang this on the wall, and you're good to go. You don't have to be carrying your whole pack around with you. So sick call panel, MMP modular medical pack, small, medium, and large. Now getting into some of our specialty packs, a lot of requests for medical packs in a low profile color. So we have a whole series. I'm not going to focus on them, but we do multiple colors, and we do black. We do them in the base colors. Not trying to hide anything from the enemy, but we're just trying to keep a low profile while you're moving through urban areas. Here we have the Zoll Pack. Again, we needed to be able to put this on a medic who is being lowered down into a canyon to a patient. So a lot of these neat new devices that are designed to sit in a hospital, we had to find a way to carry them. And you'll see we're carrying golden hour blood boxes. We're developing right now a large carrier to carry the large case that holds 30 units of blood. So you'll see a lot of systems that are designed specifically to carry a lot of these new systems coming out from S.O.Tech. Here we're going to talk about tailgate medicine. We've been doing a lot of work with the forward resuscitation surgical detachments. So we're trying to move organized equipment forward onto the battlefield. A lot of you guys have seen used to be called the M.C.O.S. It's a modular medical case organizer system. And everyone, I'm sure, has seen the ramp panel, which comes in a trauma version, primary care, surgical, dental care version, and a veterinary version. What a lot of people don't know about this panel, they've seen it, is they don't know all the different options to it. You unzip it, pop it in 2 pieces, split it on, put it on 2 different walls. It's modular, so you can take the pouches off and move the small ones to the bottom, move the large ones to the top. Say you're a medic on an aircraft and you're down on your knees all the time, you want to have the smaller, more organized things down closer to the bottom. On the back of this, there are slots, there's shoulder straps, not for long range movement, but 2-inch wide webbing straps for short range movement. And there's a large bellows pocket. So this bag, I'm always briefing people on when I get to the field, and they have no idea that half of the facets are on that setup. Now, the MMCS has been upgraded. We've kept the Pelican case lid organizer with the pouches, modular pouches, but the drop-in system previously had 4 duffel bags. What we've done here is we've created sets of a deep tray. We're calling this the MMCS medical modular case insert system. This is the deep, this is the shallow. Both of these together drop into this, and you can see, pull the tray out, get into the deeper tray down underneath. What's also neat about this tray system is that the Medical Organizer Rescue Pack, which is the MORP, is also able to accept the deeper tray from this if you want to turn this into its own organizer system. And again, with the heavier equipment, we get into tool rolls. We have minor surgical rolls set up. RAEMP, which is a longer medical tool roll, and then you've all seen the DEER roll, Davis Emergency Airway roll for airway systems. A couple other items that we do, especially with the forward surgical groups, a lot of our tubular bags, a lot of O2 carriers, along with a lot of the blood carriage systems. This pack, super popular, is designed as a veterinary pack, but it was inspired to me by the old butt pack that we used to wear way back in the day. Added a few pouches for veterinary tools, but I'm seeing them all over the battlefield and every use you can pretty much imagine. So the ramp panel, the MMP-S, the MORP pack, and our S.O.Tech Go Bag tubular systems. That makes up a good chunk of our forward surgical detachment and tailgate medicine systems. We modified one of our Cobra packs, extending it, moving the pouches to the inside. So you've seen this is a very sleek container for CASEVAC and litter carriage. So slick, you can add all the pouches you want to the outside, and we've moved those formerly external pouches you'll see to the inside. So you open it, you could have a bleeder kit on the top, litter strapped in securely in the middle. We have litter tie down and casualty tie down packets here, and these pouches are basically adding padding and stability to the litter itself, which is securely anchored against the back. For those who may be using a sked or similar, the top zippers to this point locks in place. You can have a taller stretcher out the top. You can close up the flap. These lock into place, and that allows you to have a taller stretcher like the sked, which still anchors in place to the midsection and will stick out of the top. And again, the nice thing about this pack is if you're not going to be using it for litter carriage, you pop that out, and this is another Cobra pack, and you can take the pouches off your other Cobras, drop it into here, and you've got an additional aid station on your back. Here I'd like to go over some of our smaller items, belt pouches, modular items, go a little more into depth. This is our RFAP, Rapid First Aid Pouch. This is a neat design. Kind of neat because it actually looks like it's a small version of the Cobra. The way it rides though, it allows you to, only 2 MOLLE bars wide, you can mount it vertically, horizontally, mount it on a belt, mount it on a vest, mount it on a plate. What's neat is it's got slots so you can mount it on a rigger's belt in the lower back, or you can MOLLE it on lower back. And we also have a module, we call it a dangler module, velcros into the Velcro on the lower back of your plate carrier. So you have your plates, your mags, other tactical items, and from here you just reach, pull, and yank this open, and your IFAK comes out to the side. Of course, you all remember the flat IFAK, the V.I.P.E.R flat IFAK. Pretty much the whole Army's wearing this design now, but this was a design I came up with to actually built into the lower half of the rear plate carrier so you could pull it out, and I took it off, added MOLLE so you could wear it on your belt. It's still a very popular item. This system allows you to pull out from either side. This system only from one side, which is really the only advantage I see from this to this. In this pouch, you'll notice all over your body you're going to have Fastex buckles, rings, all kinds of plastics. The only thing you're going to find that's got this tiny little plastic button is going to be your IFAK. And when I hit this IFAK, I can, with one pull, it's going to open 2 Velcro flaps and 2 zippers all in one shot, like that. And notice also, this is not going all the way down. The zipper doesn't go to the bottom so that all your stuff goes flying out. It keeps it in a bit of a cup. Now from here, what's neat is you have 2 ways of accessing this. You can go right into the pouch and work out of the pouch. And for those people who are uncomfortable, feeling I'm bleeding to death, I can grab for this red buckle, and like when this is on the lower back, if you yank it open, you can also grab for that red buckle and just pull that, and that pulls this whole tray out right there in front of your face. Now you're going to find a lot of IFAKs with the zigzag elastic, not something that I like. Hey, if you're panicking, you're bleeding, I like to have this setup. You see this elastic piece right here is basically the same setup as in our rifle mag pouches. So this comes up and comes over, and then all your items can slide easily out and slide back in. So this is a speed access, and you're not pulling against and fighting against a crisscross lattice work of elastic loops. And of course, you got your 14 gauge cath, you've got your nasal trumpet over here on this side in their own slots, and an additional bandage going to the bottom. So that's our IFAK, also recently NSN, and going to be getting put out to the units in the field. One thing I wanted to hit was the elastic tray loop. Now, I just want to make sure everyone understands this is not, we're not pushing any one company. We designed this to fit IFAKs. This is our friends over at TAC Med Solutions. It's our friends over at SAM, their IFAK set. This fits the IFAK set that comes out from our friends over at Combat Medical Solutions, and this fits the N.A.R. So we've tried to cover a system that will engage just about every one of the companies in their loadouts. Different tourniquets, will all fit in our pouch. Again, that little plastic ball. So that ball means danger, help here, pull on that. That pulls that out. You see how that one yank pulled this out into my hands, and you've got your Sharpie pen back in the bottom in there. Wide cover keeps it secure, keeps it out of view, and keeps it from engaging all the dirt. Tourniquet carrier. Now, my friend Paul came up with a really neat idea, and I really wouldn't have thought without him. So we're talking about where do you carry your NARCS? Well, some NARCS, your pain management NARCS, I would want someone to be able to get to very quickly and very easily. And I know a lot of folks are having to put their NARCS inside of a plastic box or a soft/hard carrier on the rear side. This allows you to put your urgent pain management items, ketamine, other NARCS right here in the front, your syringe and your syringe needles, and these can drop right into any one of your pouches. I like to, you can mount it in this pouch, and I like to mount it in my fanny pack in the rear, but spin it and jump right into it. Nice thing about this too is you can also unvelcro it and invert it, and you can that way these invert and you can mount it flat inside of a larger pouch. So urgent pain management, you've got a patient wounded, screaming in pain, you don't want to reveal your position, this is right there at your fingertips. Plus he'll be happier if you get it into him faster. Another thing that we have, nice little modules, whether you've got Massimo, Nonin pulse ox, both of these will just drop into a very simple padded velcroed piece that zippers and keeps my $300 pulse ox from getting crushed or smashed. A lot of neat little ideas. Love the feedback, love the ideas. You've probably seen us out at your units, and if you haven't seen us out, hopefully we'll get out to your units soon. So like I said, we get our ideas to improve this by coming out and interacting with you. If you have any thoughts, any inputs, let us know. Invite us out to your unit, and we'd love to sit down, do a demonstration and a layout. Again, this is Jim Craig. This is the Tactical Medical Modular Carriage System from S.O.Tech.